But listen to what James says in James chapter 1 verse 3 in the International Standard Version. He says, because you know that the testing of your faith, guess what it does? It produces endurance. See, the test may come through a person not being grateful, like Joseph was forgotten, my brothers and sisters, by an acquaintance he had aided while he was in prison. When the chief cupbearer had an opportunity to return Joseph a favor, he didn't remember Joseph. It was just a test. But my brothers and sisters, overcoming tests with integrity is important, because that's how you can make dreams and help dreams to come true, is maintain your integrity. Maintain integrity. I want to remind you, child of God, dreams they do come true. Watch this thirdly and finally, and I'm done. But watch this. Dreams require trust to come true. Let me add this qualifier here. Trust in God. All right. Yeah. Dreams require trust in God to come true. Yeah, they come true, but you got to trust God. In the midst of the test, you got to trust God. In the midst of waiting and God's timing, you got to trust God. They do come true, but you got to keep trusting God. Are you listening to me? Watch this, my brothers and sisters. What is one of the key components to dreams coming true? Trusting God. Over and over again, the Bible reminds us that the Lord was with Joseph. That is the real reason why Joseph fared so well. Yeah, that's why he didn't succumb to the temptation of the adversary, is because God was with Joseph. Joseph, again, was a man of integrity. And watch this, my brothers and sisters. This is the real reason why, again, Joseph fared well. But instead of Joseph being bitter about what he had been through, how people had falsely accused, lied on him, how his brothers had threw him in a pit, and how they had sold him into slavery, but Joseph didn't get bitter. What's your response when people have mistreated you, when they lied on you, when they falsely accused you? What is your response? I wish I had help in here. But what I thank God for today, Guilt Edge, is that Joseph didn't allow all that he had been through to cause him to become bitter. And the reason why I believe that's the case is because Joseph trusted in God. Even when things didn't go his way, even when he didn't understand why he had to go through what he was going through, the only thing he knew is that God had given him a dream. I wish I had some help in here. And what Joseph had to do was he had to endure the process in order for the dream to come true. I wish I had help here. Wow, God, watch this, my brothers and sisters. But listen to what Genesis chapter 50 verse 20 says in the New Living Translation. It says, you intended to harm me. Yeah, you intended, to harm me with everything that you did to me. You intended for evil, you intended to harm me, but God instead, he meant it for my good. Can I talk to somebody in here? I want you to know that your dream gonna come true. Yeah, it was just the process that you had to go through, and your enemy thought that they were gonna take you out with the lies and set you up, and I wish I had some help in here. But what they intended for evil, God told me to tell you here that he's gonna mean it for your good. Oh yes, he is. He's gonna work it all out for your good. He's going to work it out for your good. He's going to work it out for your good. My brothers and sisters, I want you to understand that watch this, when you trust God, He'll elevate you in the face of your enemies. I better say it again. I said, when you trust God, He'll elevate you in the face of your haters. Yes, He will. I said, He'll elevate you in the face of your haters. They don't want to see you get elevated, but they can't do nothing about it. It's just God. They're wondering, how did you get that job? Come on, talk to me in here, somebody. It's a God factor. I just trusted God, and God I wish I had witnesses in here. God elevated me. Oh yes, my brothers and sisters. But watch this. See, whenever God elevates you, He don't elevate us. Watch this. Dreams do come true, but watch this. He don't elevate us for us to just brag, unless we're bragging on Him. Yeah, just go on and tell Him, don't hate on me. It's just my God hooking me up. I wish I had some help in here. Yeah, I've been trying to be faithful to Him, and I declare He's been faithful to me. He's been so good to me. So watch this. What you just need to do is get close to me. I wish I had some help in here. So maybe what's on me and in me can rub. I wish I had help in here. Can rub off on you. I wish I had some help in here today. Yeah, I'm unapologetically blessed. I wish I had some blessed saints in here besides me. Don't you apologize for being blessed. Yeah, just testify about the goodness of the Lord. The Lord just been good to me. I wish I had help. I'm through. But watch this. I'm through. But let me tell you this last story and I'm done. Let me tell you this last story and I'm done. Watch this. I'm through. But watch this. I want you to know dreams do come true. Keep dreaming. Keep dreaming. It's going to be all right. I don't know how long it's going to take for it to come true, but yeah, it's a process. They do come true. You keep dreaming. Watch this. Let me tell you a story about a boy who was in, he's a high school student. And it was interesting. Watch this. His father was a horse trainer. And because the family... because his dad was a horse trainer, his family followed the horses. And so the boy had to change schools throughout the year. But during his senior year, he was asked by his teacher, he was asked, along with the rest of the class, to write a paper about his dreams for the future. And his paper, he wrote the paper, his paper described his dream of owning a 200-acre horse ranch with stables and tracks and a 4,000 square foot house. He even drew a diagram of the property and a design of the house. And watch this. He turned the paper in. And 2 days later, he got his paper back along with the rest of the class. But this was what was interesting about this boy's paper. The teacher put a big F on his paper in red ink and wrote a note. See me after class. And so the boy stayed after class. The teacher looked at the boy and says, do you know why I gave you an F? He said, no. He says, because your dream for the future is unrealistic. That's unrealistic. He says, what I'm going to do, I'm going to give you another opportunity. You can go rewrite the paper. Present me something more realistic. And I'll read it, give you another grade, give you another chance. The boy was discouraged and despondent. He went home, talked to his dad about it, told his dad what happened. He asked his dad for advice. His father says, son, I can't tell you about your dream. You just You do what you feel led to do. Do what you feel led to do. And the boy went back to school, and matter of fact, the boy kept the paper for about a week. Then finally, the boy decided what he was going to do. He stayed after class that day, and he says to the teacher, he says, "Teacher, here you go." Teacher said, "That's the same paper." He said, "I know." He says, "You keep the F. I'm going to keep my dream." Can we talk? I could holler right there, because I need to tell somebody, you keep your dream. It's some dream killers out there. It's some dream haters out there. But I want to tell everybody at the Guilty Edge Church today, you hold on to your dream. Don't you listen to dream killers. Don't you listen to naysayers. Don't you listen to other people who tell you that your dream is unrealistic. Do I have any help in here? You and I serve a God that's a great big God, and he can do anything. And he's a God that can help your dreams, because